Okay. So in general, conditional clause it can be basically classified into three types. In order not to have any other confusion, we will have type 1, type 2, type 3. People call with different titles, and there is a conglomeration in the sense confusion. Automatically, one cannot decide what variety of it is. Or else, just for knowledge, I reveal it. This is the first one can be called probable, or people also call possible. And the second, improbable. Probability is a mathematical topic for it. Improbable. So may happen or may not happen. 50-50 chances. Okay. And the third is called unfulfilled. Unfulfilled or impossible. So these are the three variety of conditions that we are going to discuss. Then how does, in the earlier model it is very typical, two different sentences can be given and you are supposed to identify what condition it is and thereafter you have to answer and combine the sentences. But today you have a flexibility in paper 2, you will be given the first half of the sentence. So that the second half only you are supposed to write and there would be automatically a clue in your answer. Let us see how it is going to be. Type 1. Type 1. In your examination, you will be provided with if you work smart. If you work smart, that might be given, and the rest of the part will be provided as a blank. So in this condition, the condition is already given. If is a condition. So as it is a condition, it is called subordinate clause. Subordinate or else dependent clause. It is dependent on some other thing. The main action is about to. If you work smart, you will score more, or else make simple. You will pass. Earlier we used it to give some examples of work hard something, but nowadays you are not working hard, you are working smart, so the example also changed. If you work smart, you will pass. If I bifurcate the total sentence into two different halves, where there is a subject and a modal verb obviously, or else if there is any of the main verb, and expected object, whatever. So subject verb makes a sense. So it is a main clause. So there is a main clause and something else is dependent upon this. So this is what the total structure we are supposed to make in our examination. Two different parts. So first of all, we need to have the basic understanding what it is the subordinate clause, what it is the main clause. Always remember, whenever there is a conditional word, that is automatically subordinate clause. So here we are using if as a condition, so that this is total thing is subordinate clause. If we observe the structure of this, excluding this conditional word, there is a subject and V1, and obviously it is supposed to be an object. So it is in simple present structure. Simple present structure. And here the subject is associated with an indicative of future. It may be will or shall or can or may, any of the modal verb. Okay, it doesn't mean future. a modal verb like this. Okay, and in the simple future construction. So it is going to be an equation for if condition. One side where it is with simple present along with the if, and the other side it is to be balanced with simple future structure. We cannot say exactly simple future, but the subject along with a modal verb indicating the future time. Okay, so this is what the first. And when do we use it? What is the purpose of it? It is going to be, where is the possibility of some action? Let us see. If you work smart, you will pass. Or else, let us take one example. If I pour water down, it will flow downwards. Okay. So all these phenomena which usually happens as a natural phenomenon automatically can be written in simple present structure of conditional and future indicative of main clause, which we say it is type 1 of conditional clause. Okay, this is one. And coming to second model, improbable or 50-50. Now it is raining outside. It's raining outside. But I have a class. Still I have come. Okay, there is a possibility of either attending or not attending. So obviously we cannot skip, so that we have attended. There is a proximity. Proximity might happen, might not happen. That is the thing. So coming to type 2, the example would be, if I had money. And English is made so easy for you in the present model because always you will be provided only this conditional clause. By that you can automatically understand the structure. Oh, this is automatically a second model, so you can use the rest of the equation part. If I had money, I would help the poor. Let us see. Here the conditional clause or the subordinate clause, if I had money. This is a not a certain action. If I have money, we give. If I don't have, what to do? There is no possibility. So this is going to be subordinate clause. I would help. Subject. The modal has taken its past form and verb. So this is the main clause. If I had money, I would help. Subject V2. Don't estimate this had is V3. So here instead of the main verb, we have used that have past form. That is just simply V2. There is a little confusion in had. If it is V3, definitely there would be I had. For clarification, I am explaining. Past perfect. Subject plus had plus V3. If it is the case, if I write past perfect, I had, then only it is past perfect. When I write I had, subject plus V2 only, so that it is simple past. So have some clarity in identifying the tenses. Okay. Subject plus V2 plus object, simple past form, and subject with good form, and along with the verb. Here we balanced it. In the sense, the sentence suggests there is a possibility of having money or not having money. That is the meaning conveyed. If had some money, then there is a possibility of helping. Okay? So the sentence can be of negative or positive. And in the same type 2, there is one more. It is called imaginary condition. This is improbable. And this is imaginary. Okay, what is the imagination? For example, if we do observe TV channels or some debates, people might be talking of so much. Modi didn't do that, or somebody else didn't do that, like that. If you are there in the Modi's position, is it possible? Right now, we are occupying Modi's position as the Prime Minister of India? No. But in imagination we can do. Okay. So, if I were Modi, then it is a typical construction, because as per the structure it should be in the simple past. I doesn't agree with were, but as per the grammatical rule, in the imaginary condition we have to take the past form, so that we have taken it. Whatever the subject, I were, we were, you were, he were, she were, it were, they were, any subject, any of the pronoun as a subject, that B form should be V2 only. This is imaginary condition rule. Okay, there is no exemption for that. If I were Modi, I would arrest the pandemic. Okay, so what do we understand? We are not actually in the place of Modi. We are imagining, we are dreaming that one day if we become, or at this moment if we become the Prime Minister of India, so whatever that is not done, probably that can be done. So this is the condition. So here conditional clause, the structure will be same. Subject, V2, object, subject, vote. Okay, arrest, object. So the structure is equated as simple past along with modal verb as past form. Would plus will. Okay, so there are two varieties in type 2. Type 2, where there is no possibility or where there is no certainty in the action. In such cases, we have to use second condition. Here the action may take place or may not take place. That is the first variety of type 2. And in the imaginary condition, it is purely an imagination of one soul that can be imagined to any extent. Here, you can become a god, you can become the prime minister, you can become a teacher, you can become a parent, whatever it may be. Purely it is imagination. So, even in both of the cases, structure remains same. So, this is the purpose we are supposed to use type 2 of the conditional clause. Next, type 3. In type 3, the action automatically completes. Completed action cannot be brought back. Imagine you have taken a breakfast today, your favorite, and right after this class, would you like to have the same, which already you have eaten away? So, the eaten away part we cannot bring back in your plate. So, what is happened cannot be brought back. In such cases, we use type 3. Impossible or unfulfilled. Yeah, we have a right example here. If most cases nowadays we have been watching on TV, in many cases the doctors not being attended and people are dying. If the doctor had come early, if the doctor had come early, the patient wouldn't have died. So, in reality, what happened we can guess. Based on some news item, I have written this example. A family member, a husband had taken the wife to the hospital, but the doctor didn't attend in time, so the lady passed away. That's the news. If the doctor had come early, what's the action done? Doctor didn't come in time. When it happened? Last month. Or yesterday, whatever it may be, happened is happened. So we cannot bring back the same doctor to attend the same patient once again. It is not a time machine. In time machine we can do many things. But in reality, we cannot do. So something is already happened. But we feel that if such variety of thing is not done, definitely we could have changed the scenario of the consequence. If the doctor had come early. So this is a only assumption. At any cost we cannot bring it back. Okay. The patient wouldn't have died. What in fact happened? Patient died. But if this happened so, it couldn't have happened. But both the actions we cannot bring back. Doctor coming late happened and patient passing away also happened, and both the actions we cannot bring back. But we feel it is in our mind. If both the things could have done in a positive way, something could have been done. Okay. So let us observe the structure. In conditional clause, subject V3. Okay. Subject to V3 object. So subject plus V3 in the sense simple. Sorry. Past perfect. Had come, came, come. Even V3 is come. Past perfect. Okay. So the conditional sentence is in past perfect, and equating that, even this subject, past form of the modal plus perfect. So future perfect. So past perfect is equated with future perfect. In this condition, we can express something which already happened, cannot be brought back, but can be reflected in a sentence. Okay, so these are the three types of sentences we have in conditional clauses. Okay, and this is the basic thing people say. But this is only extra information I would like to give you. Then people say zero condition. We have talked of type 1, type 2, type 3, whatever the labels we have given. Zero condition. What is this zero condition? Actually, there is no condition at all. But it just leads to confusion. If you walk, you reach destination. In this, there is no condition at all. If you walk, simple present. You reach, simple present. On both sides, simple present only. So that we don't consider it as a conditional sentence, but just for formality, people say it is a zero condition. Okay? So let us have some review over this, what we have learned. Okay, there are three types. Type 1, if subject plus V1 plus object, simple present, equated with subject plus will. Okay, type 1, there is a possibility if we do some action, some result will happen. And type 2, conditional, subject plus V2 plus object, equated with subject plus would plus V1 object. Either imagination or improbable, both structures might be same. And in third one, along with the conditional, had plus V3, so it is past perfect, equated with subject plus would have V3. So these are the three different conditions where we have the formula with us. Identifying the situation, we can reconstruct the sentence into the right structure. So this is the basic knowledge one should have related to the conditional clause. In this area, in examination, always you will be provided this part. So if you learn it as an equation, if you can identify the structure behind the sentence, automatically you can fulfill this rest of the filling